It's half. From Williams Arena in Greenville, North Carolina, the American Digital Network presents women's college basketball. And tonight, it's a conference showdown between the UCF Knights and the East Carolina Pirates. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome in. Brock Bowling, Mac McCarthy with you. UCF's record in the American Conference right now, 1-3. East Carolina's record is 1-4 in the league. And Mac, a pivotal game for these two teams tonight in conference action.
Yeah, they both want that second league victory, try to get some momentum going. UCF is coming off a road win at Houston, very impressive, while ECU won their last home game, got beat up bad on the road. They're glad to be back here at Minges.
Well, let's take a look at your keys to the game for this one tonight, Mac, for both teams, and what do you have for us?
UCF has had trouble handling the basketball. They're averaging nearly 20 turnovers a game, and on the defensive end, they've been very good. Turn up the pressure, number one in the American in steals. On the other end, East Carolina must box out. UCF is the best offensive rebounding team in the league, and they've got to do it with numbers. ECU's got to get a lot of people close to the basket and try to outnumber a slightly bigger team in UCF. The other thing they've got to do is stop penetration, because penetration leads to good shots, fouls, and offensive rebound opportunities.
Let's take a look at the players now, and for UCF, the Knights are led in scoring by Zy Lewis.
Yeah, Zy Lewis is one of the three-level players coaches like to talk about. She can make the three, she can hit the mid-range, and she can get all the way to the rim. Comes off the bench, unusual for the leading scorer.
And on the other side, for East Carolina, the Pirates are led in scoring by senior Kristen Gaffney.
Yeah, the graduate transfer from Vanderbilt leads in scoring and rebounding, but she does more than that. She's a very cerebral player, making everybody on this team better.
All right, so coming up, it is UCF against ECU here in Greenville. We'll come back with the starting lineups and opening tip-off in just a moment. You're watching college basketball on American Digital Network.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
We are American. We are the spark that ignites, dazzling, brilliant, intense. We are plugged in with the volume turned up all the way. Because on this court, on any given night, the energy of 5 becomes the power of 1. That's power. We are power.
And we're back at Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visitors from Orlando, the UCF Knights. KK Wright at one guard. Forward is Nye Schuler. Aaliyah Gregory is another guard, along with Fifi Endur at a forward spot and Tolu Omokore at the other forward spot for UCF. For the ECU Pirates, Alex Frazier at one guard along with Khadijah Toure. The forwards are Bree McDonald and Kristen Gaffney, and the other guard in the three-guard lineup attack for the Pirates is Dominique Claytor. A much better weather situation this time in Greenville, Mac. Last time we were here 11 days ago, it was cold, it was snowy, it was icy, and today, much better conditions coming into the arena today.
Yeah, the weather people have a challenge. We went from 26 degrees to 76 degrees in just about a week.
There's head coach Heather Macy on the bench in her 7th season as the head coach of East Carolina. She is now just 10 wins away from becoming the program's all-time winningest coach at East Carolina.
Coach Macy's done a good job of scrapping together a group here after losing about 90% of the scoring from last year. And Coach Abe on the other end.
Yep. Katie Abrahamson Henderson, known as Coach Abe for short, in her first season as the head coach at UCF. Opening tap is underway, and here we go from Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum in Greenville, North Carolina.
East Carolina immediately trapping off of the jump ball. So not something everybody does, but UCF clearly scouted. They were ready for it.
UCF, a good road team this year, 5-2 on the road this season as Leah Gregory puts in the opening 2 of the game for UCF.
And what did we talk about? Penetration. Very first time she got all the way to the hole with nobody stepping in.
Toure missing the 3. Offensive rebound McDonald for ECU, and the Pirates will reset the offense on the point with Frazier.
UCF plays a matchup zone. It looks a little bit like a 1-2-2, but they'll match out of it, and it's very aggressive. As I mentioned earlier, they lead the American in steals, among the best in the country.
Offensive rebound, put back missed by Claytor after the 3 initially taken by McDonald, and the rebound to UCF.
Claytor, one of 3 freshmen on this team for ECU, getting a start from Winston-Salem.
Here's Fifi Indoor inside, up and under move, and lays it in over Claytor, and Indoor has her first 2 points of the game. 4-0 Knights early on.
You see the Knights extend that defense. It's basically extending the matchup zone. They'll trap when given the opportunity.
And Toure lays it in. Nice assist inside from Gaffney.
I think Toure and Frazier are in the lineup together to work against that pressure. Basically 2 point guards on the floor at the same time for Heather Macy.
And a turnover on UCF. It's first of the game. That's one thing Coach Macy talked about, beating the press against UCF.
Every dead ball, you'll see it. Sometimes it'll be 3/4 court. Sometimes it'll extend a little bit more. Sometimes they'll show zone play man. They mix it up.
McDonald finds Claytor in the lane with the floater. McDonald keeps it alive on the offensive rebound.
McDonald will go a long way to get a rebound. Look at her.
And Frazier is fouled on the offensive putback, and foul called on UCF on Nye Schuler. That's her first, and Frazier will shoot 2.
Bree McDonald, no matter where she is on the floor when the shot goes up, she'll go to the rim. You saw her keep the ball alive there, and she was going to keep that ball alive coming all the way from the left wing. Very active offensive rebounder for the transfer from West Virginia.
And Frazier on the year, only a 37% free throw shooter, and knocks that one in with no problem, her first point of the game.
Yeah, you know, and some people shoot it badly. She's got a good-looking stroke. That does not look like a 37% shooter.
Goes 1 of 2 on that trip. East Carolina started out 9-3 this year, but since has lost 5 of its last 6, trying to get back to the winning ways here at home tonight.
East Carolina playing man-to-man. You'll see them pack it in more. They want a lot of help in there.
Omakore off balance, missed that shot. Gaffney the rebound for East Carolina. Here's Frazier.
You see UCF extending their defense much more, but they couldn't stop Bree McDonald. We saw her get the mid-range game in the last game that we had them against SMU. Nice 15-foot jump shot.
And Bree McDonald knocks in a 2 to make it 5-4. The Pirates' first lead of the game by 1. And Gregory tripped up on the drive. Fouled by Frazier of East Carolina. That's her first.
There's McDonald. That's what she did last time. 1 or 2 dribbles, left or right, and she can hit that mid-range shot, which is almost a lost art in college basketball. Kids work on the three. They work on driving it and dunking it or getting to the rim, but not many of them work on that mid-range shot.
UCF hasn't played since 1 week ago tonight when they got a big road win at Houston. Since then, it's had 6 days off and now playing tonight on the road again here in Greenville as a shot missed by UCF and a traveling call on the offensive rebound on the Knights.
Yeah, that was a big win. Behind at halftime at Houston. First time they had come from behind at halftime in over 2 years. That's incredible. And it gives the team a lot of confidence.
Gabby Holston into the game, finds the backdoor pass and the cut to McDonald, and then saved out of bounds, but turned it over. ECU's first TO of this game. KK Wright finds the trailer Omakore, got her own offensive rebound and puts it in.
There's that offensive rebounding we were talking about. Against the press, ECU's done a pretty good job of getting the ball in the middle and trying to convert from the free throw line area.
So back and forth we go. 6-5, Knights with the lead on the road by 1. Gaffney wide open is McDonald and scores.
Again from the free throw line, and Gaffney in particular is really good from there because she can make that shot. You've got to come running at her and she can dump it down low.
Back and forth we go. 7-6, Knights lead it by 1 here at home. Trying to snap a 2-game losing skid and really struggled to score points in back-to-back losses, losing by 31 points apiece in the team's last 2 road games at Temple and at USF. Omakore on the rebound attempt, fouled on the way up.
They're just relentless on the offensive glass.
East Carolina lost at Temple last Wednesday night, scoring only 47 points, losing 78-47. Then going to South Florida last Saturday and only scored 48 points in a 79-48 defeat to the Bulls.
Yeah, and to follow up on that, the last time we saw them against SMU at home, they were 4th in the American in scoring. Tonight they're 7th because of those 2 games where they really struggled on the road.
So here's Tolu Omakore at the line for UCF from Greenbelt, Maryland. Only a 43% free throw shooter. 5'11" sophomore. Goes 0 for 2 on that trip.
She's number 5 in the American Athletic Conference in offensive rebounding. Got to convert those free throws, though.
Antoinette Bannister in the game on the drive and turned it over. Second turnover on the Pirates. Here come the Knights on the break. And Wright throws it away, out of bounds. Turnover number 3 on UCF.
KK Wright, just a freshman, hometown girl from Orlando High School, Jones High School.
McDonald on the baseline pass to Bannister, and she lost it again. And now the turnovers are even at 3 in this game so far.
Both coaches would really like to see their team take a little better care of the basketball.
Gregory from the foul line rims that one out. Rebound off of Omakore's hands, out of bounds to East Carolina. When we come back and forth battle so far, 4:39 to go, first quarter. East Carolina at home leads it by 1, 7-6 over UCF.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Limitless, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
We are American. the conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Back in Greenville, 7-6. East Carolina leads it early on over the UCF Knights. Brock Bowling, Mac McCarthy with you. There you see the UCF Knights huddling around their head coach, Katie Abrahamson Henderson, known as Coach Abe, if you will. And Coach Abe's in her first season coaching UCF, coming over from the University of Albany, where she coached for 6 seasons. Led that school to 5 NCAA tournament appearances, 4 conference titles in the American East Conference. And one thing that Coach Abe told us this week is, there you see her with her back to us in the black shirt, the blonde hair. And Coach Abe told us that she's really been pleasantly surprised how well the girls on this team have bought into her system early on in her first season as the head coach.
They've been very receptive. She brought most of her staff to, from Albany with her to the UCF. And she has, I'm impressed by who she's hung around with. She worked for Andy Landers, Hall of Famer at Georgia. She worked for Vivian Stringer, Hall of Famer. She worked for Joanne Palumbo at Maine, who's at Duke now, who will be a Hall of Famer if she's not already. She's got the pedigree, and she has a great record herself.
And she told us, look, like you said, I played for Vivian Stringer. I played for Andy Landers. I coached under Joanne McCauley at Duke. I was not trained to fail in this profession, learning from those basketball minds.
And she has demanded that they play great defense, and she tells them every day, you play defense or you don't play.
It's just about every coach's rule, right? If you want to play for me, you'll play some D.
Some will give a little bit if you're a great offensive player.
McDonald comes up short on the 3 from the corner, and the rebound to Nye Schuler, who's in the game for UCF. Here's Gregory. UCF had lost 4 straight before winning at Houston last week. In fact, 3 of those 4 losses were by 6 points or less. So that 11-6 record is a little deceiving. It could be even better had a couple of games gone their way. Inside to Schuler, double teamed, misses the shot, and it's controlled by Toure for East Carolina.
Yeah, UCF had a very close loss against a good Virginia Tech team, a ranked Virginia Tech team who I think is 15-1 now. Lost back that game by 3 points, had several opportunities to win it.
A few games ago, UCF did lose to UConn by a big margin, but then again, who hasn't lost to UConn? On the other end, shot for 3 by Lewis. That's too strong. Rebound by UCF offensively, and the Knights will reset. Shot for 3, missed by Schuler, and the rebound to East Carolina. Here comes Bannister for ECU.
East Carolina still attacking that free throw line. Having a little bit of success there if they don't turn it over.
Toure bangs that 3 too hard, and the rebound to Gregory for UCF. They want to run. Gregory comes up short of the transition jumper, and the rebound to McDonald for East Carolina.
Toure's one of those barometer players. If she plays well, generally the team plays well.
Bannister in the corner, open for 3. She was the hero against SMU a couple of games ago for the Pirates. Comes up short on that one.
And she is their best three-point threat, shooting nearly 35%, 8th in the American Athletic Conference.
Massey into the game for the first time. Too strong on the jump hook. Rebound to Schuler. Immediately double teamed and then had it stripped away. A tie up, and the possession arrow goes back over to East Carolina. That's good defense by Kristen Gaffney.
Yeah, both teams playing good defense. Both of them looking for a little more execution on the offensive end. But, hey, this is a real defensive struggle and probably will be. Both teams have had trouble turning the ball over so far tonight and so far this season.
And there you see the press by UCF, and so far East Carolina has handled it beautifully here in the first quarter. Raven Johnson on the drive, stopped on that double team. Omakore claims the loose ball for UCF. This is Aaliyah Gregory. From the foul line, her jumper is good.
Coach really likes her, thinks she can really be their best player, but still learning how good she can really be. Just a junior out of Tampa.
They trap Bannister into Frazier's hands. Short on the jumper on that drive, out of bounds. It'll stay with East Carolina. Yeah, you talk about Aaliyah Gregory, number 22 for UCF, second leading scorer on the club, but Coach Abe said that she feels Gregory is overall the best player on the team.
Yeah, a little bit streaky, limited from real deep, doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but you saw her mid-range game on that last possession. ECU right now, with a minute to go in this first quarter, they have all three freshmen from this class, one of the top 50 classes in America, on the floor together.
Gaffney, the senior, had it blocked. Saved in bounds to Clater, and she's fouled, I believe, in the act of shooting, and she will shoot 2 free throws. Foul is on UCF. It's on Omakore, her first. Here's one of those freshmen in Dominique Clater, 5'11", from Winston-Salem, just down the road on I-40. That foul shot is no good. East Carolina, 1 of 3 at the line so far today. Makes 1 of 2. Clater records her first point of the game. We're tied at 8 with just over a minute to go, first quarter. Now ECU with a little light full court pressure of its own. Gregory on the drive, had it poked away from behind and out of bounds. It'll stay with UCF.
Good hustle by Clater right there. Gregory had the advantage. Clater tracked her down from behind, knocked it out of bounds, saved the open layup.
Ashley Polachek in the game, number 4, on the inbounds play for the UCF Knights. Gregory from the foul line, got it.
Isn't that nice? Drive it to 15, jump up and knock it down.
She has 6 of the Knights' 10 points so far in this first quarter. G trying to find Johnson, and the ball trickled away out of bounds. Turnover, number 5 on ECU.
Off the hands of Raven Johnson, the 6-foot freshman out of Lilburn, Georgia. Had a birthday yesterday. That's really good offense right there. Great balance.
Lewis out to Polachek, and she'll direct traffic on the point for UCF. About a 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Shot clock now inside of 10. Gregory, nice pass to Omakore.
Gregory, if she doesn't score it, creates for somebody else. That was the penetration we talked about early in the game.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Turnover number 6 on East Carolina with 1.6 to go in the first quarter. And no shot attempt by UCF. And at the end of 1, it is UCF 12 and East Carolina 8. Back for the second quarter coming up after this.
The American Athletic Conference Championship is right around the corner, taking place March 9th through the 12th at the Excel Center in Hartford, Connecticut, as all 11 American teams will compete for the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Tickets are priced as low as $199. Get yours today online by visiting www.excelcenter.com in person at the Excel Center box office, or by telephone at 877-522-8499. We look forward to seeing you in March. '17 American Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship tickets are now on sale for March 3rd through the 7th at Mohegan Sun Arena. Get your tickets today to watch all 11 teams in action, fighting for an automatic berth to the NCAA tournament. Tickets start as low as $99 and can be purchased online at mohegansun.com, on Ticketmaster, or by calling 1-800-743-3000. Let the games begin. We'll see you in March.
Back in Greenville, start of the second quarter, UCF 12 and East Carolina 8. Brock Bowling, Mac McCarthy with you. And Mac, so far your thoughts and impressions of the first quarter?
Well, shooting is a big problem right now. The teams combined for 9 for 30, only 30%, and then 0 for 8 from long distance. Nobody could stretch the defense to be able to open it up in there. Fortunately for UCF, Aaliyah Gregory did a nice job of creating some on her own. She went 3 for 5, while the rest of the team only went 3 for 14, or 3 for 12, excuse me. So they've got to get better shots. Gregory got some. She created some. But the rest of the team has to contribute. In East Carolina, they've got to take better care of the basketball. They're on a pace for about 25 turnovers, which would not be conducive to them having a chance to win this basketball game. But right now, only down 4.
There you see the UCF Knights, or the ECU Pirates, rather, in their huddle. There's head coach Heather Macy. And, I asked her about the last couple of games. Didn't really go very well. Losses at Temple, loss at USF. Only scored 47 and 48 points respectively. And she said her team is really due for a good shooting performance. Wants to see a better job of her team shooting the basketball here tonight. Wants to execute the offense better. So far, it's been a tough go-around in this game as well for the Pirates, Mac. And like you said, 3 of 13 are the Pirates so far in this game from the field. 0 of 5 from three-point range.
Yeah, that. They've got to see if they can create a turnover right here. Now, this will lead to a high percentage shot.
Frazier, no. But a blocking foul called late on UCF.
Wow. Created the turnover, had the wide open shot. A little bit of contest right there, but not much. You got to knock that down. You got to take the contact and make that shot. And, when you combine poor shooting with the turnovers, you get an 8-point quarter. That's what they got. But the good news is for them is they played well enough on the defensive end, and they've rebounded the ball well enough to still only be 4 points behind.
So Frazier misses the first free throw. The foul, by the way, on Fifi Endure. That's her first foul of the game. Second shot for Frazier. She goes 0 for 2. East Carolina 2 for 6 in this game so far at the free throw line. Massey against Clater. Gregory with 10 to shoot on the drive, and a blocking foul called on Khadijah Toure of ECU. That's her first of the game.
I think Coach Macy may disagree with that call. As coaches are prone to do, right? I never won one of those arguments, Brock.
And there's a steal in the inbounds play. Turnover number 6 on UCF. McDonald from the baseline, no. Rebound, Gregory fights off Gaffney for the rebound. Wide open is Fifi Indoor, got position inside on Clater and scored.
Wow. Got deep position in transition. And of course a basket allows them to set up that pressure.
Knights by 6. McDonald on the drive, floats it in from the left baseline, and Bree McDonald has her third basket of the game, her 6th point.
Sometimes pressure can force the offense to be good. That time they gambled enough that ECU had the numbers and took it all the way to the rim.
Gregory from the foul line, as hit a couple of jumpers so far in this game from there. Not this time. And then the outlet pass goes out of bounds. 7th turnover on East Carolina.
Better job by Toure contesting the shot by Gregory that time. And then the sloppy turnover in transition by the Pirates.
And coming into the game for UCF, Nye Schuler. She'll replace Fifi Endure for UCF. UCF shooting 39% so far from the field, 7 out of 18. East Carolina, 25% at 4 of 16 from the floor. Zy Lewis rises and fires. Off the mark, but Wright has the offensive rebound for UCF. Omakore inside position. Too hard on that jumper, but the offensive rebound to Schuler for UCF.
Zy Lewis comes off the bench to give him that lift, a little bit of spark off the bench. I like, one of your better players coming off the bench. And so far tonight, though, she's scoreless, averages 16 a game.
And again, more offensive rebounding, as usual, from UCF, but this time they can't convert on the putback, and the rebound to East Carolina. Inside McDonald, yes.
Great pass. That's what we talked about with Gaffney. She can score, she can rebound, but she can make them better. Everybody is paying so much attention to Gaffney. She was able to find her teammate underneath the basket for the easy basket.
And the Pirates cut it to 2 at 14-12, 7:20 to go, second quarter. Illegal screen set by UCF, and they go the other way.
Yeah, they caught Tolu Omakore, and that's what point of emphasis the last couple years, and officials have gotten really good at calling the screens, either incidental screens or intentional screens away from the ball.
So here's Justice G back into the game. Freshman point guard for East Carolina. Needs some help, and she traveled as she got the trap just across the half-court line and had to switch pivot feet. Turned it over, number 8 in the game on ECU.
She from Timmonsville, North Carolina.
Gregory inside to Endure, who's back in the game, and puts it in.
UCF does a nice job with that, dribbling across the defense and finding the post player ducking in.
And a collision foul called, I believe, on UCF.
The post player's man will be in help side, and as they reverse the basketball on the dribble, they're able to bounce the ball before the defensive player recovers to deny the post.
Fouls on number 21, Jocelyn Massey. That's her first. Team foul number 3 on the Knights. And into the game for the Knights is number 11, Kayla Thigpen. Her first action of the day. Toure wide open for the 3. Rebound Gregory for UCF. Nearly lost it. Got it to Schuler, who finds KK Wright. Endure against Bannister on the turnaround. Schuler, the offensive rebound. Again, there they are. Offensive rebound for UCF.
It's so demoralizing. You get them to take a tough shot, contest a shot, then give them another chance, and that's usually what happens.
And KK Wright scores her first 2 points of the game.
We talked about the freshman really is going to be a good player. She has the best assist to turnover ratio on the team. Here comes that turnover.
The steal. Run down by Thigpen, and now KK Wright will slow it down and run some offense in a half-court set for UCF. Endure had the ball poked away, taken away by ECU.
Ball's going to the post too easily.
Bannister misfires on that 3, rebound by UCF. And you talked about it in the pregame as one of the keys to the game, boxing out for ECU, because UCF averages a mind-boggling 18 offensive rebounds per game.
Number 1 in the American, number 11 in the whole country.
Schuler knocks in a deep three for UCF. That's only her 5th made three-pointer on the season, her first points of the game, and the Knights have their biggest lead of 9. Timeout taken by Heather Macy and East Carolina with 4:56 to go in the second quarter. And let's take a look back at the last time we were here between two American Athletic Conference teams. Snow and ice and sleet and slush outside in Greenville, North Carolina. And then late in the fourth quarter, you find Antoinette Bannister, the game-winning three, banking it off the glass with just a couple of seconds to go. Actually, 15 seconds to go, which would prove to be the game winner for East Carolina.
She is their best three-point threat, but that's not exactly what she had in mind. It still counts, Brock.
The Pirates won that game 58-57. It was the tie-breaking three, which put East Carolina up 58-55, and then they held on to win 58-57. And that win was big because it snapped a 3-game losing skid by ECU.
Yeah, and Froling got in foul trouble for SMU, fouled out late in that game. And then, of course, big plays down the stretch by the East Carolina Pirates.
And there you see in the ECU huddle, on the top row, on the left side in the purple jacket, Fani Chudaraj, who suffered a season-ending knee injury crashing into our broadcast table broadcast ago back on January 7th. And she's out for the year, injured her right knee. And I asked her before the game, I said, you know, was it an ACL, MCL, or, you know, what did you tear? And she said, I tore everything.
Yeah,
she told me it was the ACL, the MCL, the LCL, and the meniscus, and she's set to have surgery on Friday.
And you hate that for a senior. You know, she's from Hungary, and she's one of those girls that, you know, her stats, 4.5 points, a rebound and a half a game. You know, it doesn't look like it's significant. She is a big part of this team. She makes practice better. She plays really hard. She's a veteran. She stays calm. But she brings an energy to this team, and they'll miss that the rest of the year.
And we talked with Coach Macy yesterday about Chudaraj and how her spirits are, and she seems to be keeping a positive attitude, even though Coach Macy just hates it for Chudaraj. But she says Fani is still come to practice every day, showing support, showing enthusiasm, and you know, as an injured player, that's all you can do. And there you see UCF. 11 wins already this year, had just 7 last year as Coach Abrahamson Henderson took over for Joy Williams. Coach Williams and UCF mutually parted ways after last season's 7-23 season. Coach Williams was there 9 years, but had 5 consecutive losing seasons, and she left. Coach Abe has come in, and the team is off to an 11-6 start.
They've got some depth. They've got some skills. They can clean up the turnovers, execute a little bit better offensively. They really are playing good enough defense to win basketball games.
Clater beats the buzzer, but misses the shot. Rebound to UCF.
It's a dangerous time for East Carolina right now.
Right all the way, too strong. Rebound, Clater has it, and the Pirates have numbers 3-on-2. Gaffney, no. Put back missed by Clater, but she's fouled on the follow.
Clater earning more and more time. We mentioned she's just a freshman. Really good rebounder. Physically mature enough to come in and contribute right away.
Fouls on Aaliyah Gregory, her first. At the line, Dominique Clater. Too strong in the free throw. ECU is 2 of 7 from the line in this game. And Clater comes up empty on both free throw shots. Rebound to UCF. Knights, with their biggest lead of 9, lead it 21-12. Gregory, wild shot, corralled by Schuler. She has to come back out to right. Massey Deep inside position on Gaffney. Too strong off the banker, and the rebound to Clater for ECU.
The ball's getting where UCF wants it to get, but ECU is being physical enough to keep them from making a lot of shots, even that close to the rim.
McDonald fires one up in the corner for three, and that one rims out. And the rebound to UCF. East Carolina 0 of 7 from three-point range in this game. Wild shot, but saved out of bounds by the Knights, and UCF will reset.
Watch this, it'll be a ball screen, roll, and then go high-low. Good job by Gaffney denying the pass to the post.
Thigpen lost it. Turnover UCF, number 9 in the game. Here come the Pirates. McDonald in the corner. Toure open for three.
That's good basketball in transition. Push it to the rim, collapse the defense, kick it out for a wider open shot than they've been getting.
Cuts the 9-point lead down to 6. First three-point basket made by ECU in this game. Massey. Oh, the hook shot goes in. Going old school, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar style.
Yeah, you don't see much of the hook shot up over the ear like that.
That was impressive. Back to an 8-point lead for UCF.
I like the Jabbar reference.
Well, there's only one sky hook, or maybe there's two. Now to Jocelyn Massey.
There's the transition into, and then out to Toure, and on the other end, and that's a long one too. That's about an 8-foot hook.
Timeout taken by Coach Abrahamson Henderson and UCF. A lot of turnovers in this game, Mac, on both teams. We start with UCF. They have 9 so far in this first half of play.
Yeah, here's ECU trying to hit the back cut right here. And then the pressure bothered them up midcourt. Frazier turning it over. Then a sloppy one right there that I think you were open, but I think you were the only one open over there on the sideline. And that'll just drive Coach Macy doesn't have a gray hair on her head, but many quarters like that, and she might get some.
East Carolina 10 turnovers, UCF 9. Those were some of the turnovers forced by UCF, committed by ECU.
Yeah, they're both on pace that neither coach wants. And a lot of them have been forced. And now ECU comes out in a 1-3-1 zone, a little trap action. Mix things up.
UCF, a good road team this year, 5-2 away from home this season. ECU is a good home team this season at 7-2 in Minges Coliseum. So something's got to give today.
Good possession right there defensively for ECU. Now let's see if they can convert and cut into this 8-point lead here at the end of the second quarter.
Loose ball, tie up, and the arrow stays.
Yeah, you got to pass the ball away from the defense.
With ECU.
As she entered the ball to the high post, threw it to the side where the defense was on, and we get the tie up. Fortunately for ECU, they maintain possession. Only 10 on the shot clock.
Down to 3 to shoot. McDonald has to put it up there. Missing off the glass and the rim. Rebound, loose ball on the floor, tie up, and the arrow will go back to East, make it a UCF.
You got to be aware of that shot clock. Good hustle right here. Get on the floor, create the jump ball. Massey wanted to make sure she had possession of that ball. That's what you want on the bottom of the scrum down there.
And a foul inside, away from the basketball on Bree McDonald. That's her first. Only the second team foul on the Pirates in this second quarter. They still have 2 more fouls to give before UCF can shoot the penalty.
UCF only shot 2 free throws.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Right now, the Knights lead it by 8 with 1:19 to go in the second quarter. And UCF this season, Mac, 10-0 when leading at the half. Right now, an 8-point lead for the Knights with the ball. Minute 15 to go in the second quarter. Endure works. Offensive foul. Backed into Gabby Holston. Second foul on Fifi Endure for UCF.
Good job by Holston. Transfer from Georgia Tech. An undersized post in there, but she knows how to use that body, and that time she used that body to take a charge.
And I believe they're going to the monitor just to make sure nothing.
Yeah, they'll check
malicious
to see.
Happen.
Yeah, nothing malicious, nothing above the neck, nothing with the elbows up. In real time, it didn't look like a big deal, but sometimes when you look at that, let's take a look right here. She used the elbow, but it's clearly into the body, just trying to create space. I'm not sure we'll get anything other than an offensive foul out of that, Brock.
Yep, just a player control foul, and back the other way for East Carolina. It was below the shoulders, so nothing major. They just wanted to go and make sure.
Yeah, sometimes you hate those stoppages in play as a fan or as a coach, but you do want to get the call right too.
There's Coach Abe. Says she's really enjoying her first year at UCF. Not to mention, we talked about how she likes the fact this team has come together and buying in, but she likes the fact that she lives in warm weather and palm trees and great temperatures in Orlando compared to where she was up in Albany, where it was cold and miserable up in the Northeast. I mean, who wouldn't want to live in Orlando?
There are a lot of good things. I hear Albany's a nice place too, but there's no question you have a little better weather, unless you're a big skier, maybe.
Here's Coach Abe.
Now sends Touré to the free throw line, where she is
71% free throw shooter and knocks in her third point of the game.
She was 0 for 3 before that one.
Goes 1 of 2 on that trip. Rebound UCF. UCF is 0-9 all-time against East Carolina here in Greenville. Trying to get that first W on this floor against the Pirates in program history. Shot clock at 7. Right. 3 to shoot. Schuler has to put it up from half court, and it's an air ball. Shot clock violation. Turnover number 11 on UCF. And coming up at halftime, Mac McCarthy will jot down to the baseline and talk with UCF head coach Katie Abrahamson-Henderson for our halftime interview with the head coach of UCF. 10 seconds to go in the second quarter. McDonald finds Clater. She scores. Clater's first basket of the game, and that's how the first half ends. The halftime score, UCF 23 and East Carolina 18. UCF outscored ECU by 4 points in the first quarter and outscored them by just 1 in quarter number 2 to make it 23-18 in favor of UCF at the halftime intermission. Let's go to Mac McCarthy with head coach Katie Abrahamson-Henderson.
One thing you wanted to address, Coach, was turnovers. Yeah. Didn't get that done, but the defense sort of made up for it.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing a good job in the press besides some fouls, and I think we're doing a great job of boxing out. We're getting loose balls, we're boxing out. Their go-to player, which is 24, she doesn't have any points, so that's huge because she averages 16, 17 points a game, so we're doing a good job on her. We just got to do a better job of taking care of the ball, like you said, and just doing a better job of not fouling in our presses.
You mentioned the other end. What do you have to do to get Zia Lewis going?
Well, that's a whole story. But obviously she's a senior. She needs to play hard all the time, and when she gets going and when she plays good defense. So it's really defense that ignites her offense. So we got to get her focused on that.
Good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Brock, back to you on the sideline.
All right, thanks, Mac. And thank you, Coach Abrahamson Henderson, as your halftime score is UCF 23, East Carolina 18. UCF trying for its first win ever in Greenville against East Carolina. 0-9 lifetime record here, but this season UCF is 10-0 when leading at the half. Your halftime score, UCF 23, East Carolina 18, here on the American Digital Network.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
We are American. We are the spark that ignites, dazzling, brilliant, intense. We are plugged in with the volume turned up all the way. Because on this court, on any given night, the energy of 5 becomes the power of 1. That's power. We are power.
It's halftime here in Greenville, North Carolina, Minges Coliseum. Today's game between UCF and East Carolina. And now it's time to show you this week's feature on American Digital Network. It's titled The Rise.
Haley Outen here at the American Digital Network studio with an all-new episode of The Rise. Thanks for tuning in. We have a full show in store for you today. The college football season ended last week with a national championship in Tampa, but fans of the American can still follow some of their favorite players through the NFL playoffs, as this weekend's AFC and NFC championship games are stocked with players from American Athletic Conference schools. The NFC championship between the Green Bay Packers and Atlanta Falcons could be particularly interesting to fans of East Carolina, as Green Bay rookie cornerback Josh Hawkins could find himself lined up against his former college teammate Justin Hardy of the Falcons. Hardy has taken on a greater role in the Falcons' potent passing game in recent weeks and had 4 touchdown receptions in his second year in the league, while Hawkins has stepped into the defensive backfield rotation in Green Bay, seeing action in the Packers' dime package last Sunday against the Dallas Cowboys. Hardy is not the only receiver making an impact for the Falcons. Former SMU standout Aldrick Robinson had a breakout regular season with over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. Former UConn wideout Nick Williams and cornerback Bleedy Ray Wilson are both on the active roster as well and hope to get into the lineup Sunday against the Packers. In the AFC Championship, there should be no fewer than 7 players from American schools taking the field. The Pittsburgh Steelers have former Cincinnati defensive end Ricardo Matthews and former Temple linebacker Tyler Matakevich in the regular rotation on defense, while on offense they have veteran running back D'Angelo Williams from Memphis and rookie wide receiver DeMarcus Ayers from Houston. The Patriots have also benefited from the play of a rookie from Houston, as linebacker Elandon Roberts has become a fixture on the New England defense. Roberts joins veteran kicker Steven Gostkowski from Memphis and long snapper Joe Cardona of Navy on a Pats team that is playing in its 6th straight AFC championship. While we root on American alums that are living out their dreams in the NFL playoffs, a lot to talk about as conference play continues to heat up on the hardwood. Several games came down to the final possession this past week, including Tulsa's last-second thriller at Temple. Sterling Taplin's layup with 4 seconds to play lifted the Golden Hurricane to its 2nd straight win and elevated Taplin to American Player of the Week honors. Cincinnati extended its winning streak to 8 games with 2 wins last week, including a thriller against an SMU team receiving votes in the national polls. The Bearcats knocked off both SMU and East Carolina behind the front court duo of Gary Clark and Kyle Washington. Clark had 18 points versus the Mustangs, while Washington tallied his 6th double-double of the year against the Pirates. On Wednesday, the number 20 Bearcats will try and tie their longest home court winning streak under Mick Cronin when they host Temple. UC will be gunning for its 19th straight home win in a rematch of both teams' conference opener. Not to be outdone, SMU owns a 15-game home court winning streak at Moody Coliseum and will put it on the line against UConn on Thursday night. The Ponies will then welcome Houston to Moody on Saturday in a key conference and intrastate showdown. Two of the winningest coaches in NCAA history will meet on Thursday as well. Tubby Smith and Kelvin Sampson have a combined 1,118 victories between them, with Smith holding a slight edge, 570 to 548. The pair have known each other for over 5 decades, and the respect the two have for one another runs deep. Smith is one of 2 coaches to have guided 5 different programs to the NCAA tournament, while Sampson has taken 3 programs to the big dance himself. With Memphis and Houston, both coaches know the opportunity exists this season to dance once more. Over to the women's side, where UConn and Temple remain undefeated in league play, while Cincinnati and USF are not far behind as we enter the 3rd week of conference action. Top-ranked UConn broke its own NCAA record with its 91st consecutive victory on Saturday, defeating SMU at Moody Coliseum in Dallas. UConn junior Gabby Williams claimed American Player of the Week honors on Monday for the 2nd time this season after averaging 15 points and over 11 rebounds per game in a 2-0 week for the Huskies. American Freshman of the Week honors went to KK Wright from UCF. The rookie tied her career high in points, assists, and field goals in UCF's win over Houston last Wednesday, the night's lone game of the week. The Orlando native has a team-leading 70 assists and helped UCF surpass its win total from the last 3 seasons with the victory over the Cougars. The week ahead sees USF wrapping up a 3-game homestand with matchups against Memphis on Tuesday and Louisville on Sunday. The Bulls extended their home winning streak to 13 games last week with Saturday's win over East Carolina. They have not dropped a home game since hosting top-ranked UConn back in January of 2016. Temple, winners of 9 straight games, looks to continue their winning ways this week, taking on Houston and Memphis. Senior guard Fayonda Fitzgerald continues to lead the Owls and is tied for first in the American with 20 points per game in league play. And out to the pitch for the first time in a couple of months, where the MLS Super Draft wrapped up on Friday. 5 players from the American Athletic Conference were selected in the first 2 rounds. UConn had a pair of players taken in the first round in defender Jake Nerwinski, who went 7th overall, and midfielder Kwame Awuha, taken 16th overall. Nerwinski was selected by the Vancouver Whitecaps, while Awuha was picked by New York City FC. UConn has now had 36 players drafted by an MLS club since the league began in 1997. The second round saw 3 American players selected in USF teammates Marcus Epps and Lindo Mfeka, and goalkeeper Jake McGuire from Tulsa. Epps was a 3rd pick in the second round by the Philadelphia Union, while Mfeka was selected 3 picks later by the San Jose Earthquakes. McGuire was the 8th pick in the second round and 30th overall by the Houston Dynamo. The NWSL draft also took place last week and featured the selection of 2 UConn players. Midfielder Rachel Hill is headed out west to the Portland Thorns as the 4th pick in the second round, while fellow Husky Stephanie Ribeiro, the 7th pick in the second round and 17th overall, was selected by Kansas City. A pair of 2016 Mac Hermann Trophy semifinalists, Hill and Ribeiro garnered All-America honors for the 2nd straight year after helping UConn to its 2nd American Conference Championship and regular season title in 3 years. The indoor track and field season got back underway, and 4 athletes took home weekly honors this week. On the men's side, Houston's Cameron Burrell won his 2nd weekly honor of the season. Burrell won the 60-meter dash with a time of 6.66 seconds. That time is the top in the American and 6th in the NCAA so far this year. Field Athlete of the Week honors went to Adrian Valls from Cincinnati. The junior Bearcat won the pole vault at the Kentucky Invitational with a mark of 5.43 meters. That mark is also first in the conference and puts Valls at 6th in the NCAA. The Women's Track Athlete of the Week is also a Bearcat. Brianna Robinson finished 3rd at the Kentucky Invitational in the 400-meter, but her time of 53.70 is first in the conference and 2nd in the NCAA as she finished behind 2 post-collegiate runners in the race. UCF's Chelsea Goborn took home the Women's Field Athlete of the Week accolades with a distance of 19.84 meters in the weight throw. Goborn's throw was a career best
second in the conference and 16th in the NCAA.
And we hope you enjoyed that feature titled The Rise here on American Digital Network. We're at halftime between UCF and East Carolina. We'll have more on the halftime show in just a minute here on the American Digital Network.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Luminous, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Back in Greenville, let's go to Mac McCarthy with head coach Heather Macy. Let's go to Mac McCarthy with head coach Heather Macy of East Carolina.
Coach Macy, despite being down 5, your leading scorer hadn't scored yet. So does that bode well for the second half?
Well, first we need to get her the ball. That's the number one thing. And then the second thing, we got to value the ball. If we'll value the ball, keep them off the offensive glass, and then we got to make sure that Kristen Gaffney touches that basketball.
On the defensive end, you've done a great job against their leading scorer also, and you've been physical underneath even when they've gotten the offensive rebounds.
Yeah, you know, we've done some good things defensively, but you got to sustain it. And I thought we did a pretty good job, and then you give up offensive rebound. Or you don't squeeze it with 2 or do silly things. So we've got to get better in the second half.
Good luck in the second half. Brock, back to you.
All right, thanks, Mac. And thank you, head coach Heather Macy of East Carolina, for joining us for a quick, brief halftime interview. Talk about her team. And it's just so ironic that the two players we featured in the Open, the leading scorers for these two teams, Zy Lewis of UCF and Kristen Gaffney of East Carolina, neither has scored a point in the first half so far in this game. Zy Lewis from the field, 0 of 4 from the floor, 0 of 2 on three-point shots. And for Kristen Gaffney, she's only taken 2 shots, and she's missed both. As we take a look at the first half stats, Mac, and about the three-point shooting, not going very well for either team, especially for East Carolina. And there you see the rebounding differential between UCF and ECU.
Yeah, UCF, you know, a great rebounding team, but the offensive rebounds have been about even. Turnovers have been about even. And the most amazing stat of all is that Zy Lewis and Kristen Gaffney don't have a point. I've never seen a college game where the 2 leading scorers at halftime have not scored.
Yeah, if you would have told me that was going to happen in this first half, I never would have believed it. Here's some of the first half highlights, and Aaliyah Gregory got out to a good start for UCF.
Yeah, she's very good. She can penetrate all the way to the hole, but I love her mid-range game right there. That 15-foot shot is almost a lost art. Everybody works on the 3 or getting to the hole. Bree McDonald can also hit the mid-range shot, and thank goodness from an East Carolina perspective that she was aggressive on the offensive end. 8 points and 5 rebounds along with a couple assists for Bree McDonald. Gaffney didn't score, but she did contribute to the offense. They didn't get her the ball very much, but that was a great pass out of the corner against pressure. She found Bree McDonald on the baseline. This
is such a critical game for both teams in American Athletic Conference play. East Carolina came in with a 1-4 conference mark. UCF 1-3. Someone after tonight is still going to have just 1 win in conference play after this one. You hate to see either team lose. What do you look for here in the second half?
Well, I think the defense on both ends was outstanding. Coaches at this point in the year really have a good book on the opponent. They know what they're going to do offensively, but more than that, they know what the individuals are going to do on the offensive end. And they've taken those things away for the most part. You've got to execute as a team here in this second half. The team that takes care of the ball and gets a little better shots will win this basketball game.
East Carolina 7-2 in this building this season. As a road team, UCF is 5-2 away from home this season.
Yeah, that's a heck of a record. No matter what league you play in, no matter what level you play. And here we see UCF already extended that defense.
ECU leads the all-time series over UCF 14-4 and has won the last 5 meetings. And UCF 0-9 lifetime in this building against East Carolina, trying to snap that skid with a win here tonight. Omakore gets position inside, too strong on the jumper underneath.
And this is what we saw in the first half. UCF got the ball where they wanted to but couldn't finish it. And on the other end, ECU turning the ball over against the pressure.
Wright had an open look, elected not to take it. Now she'll take a contested jumper, and it's an air ball. Shot clock violation as well, out of bounds to East Carolina.
Yeah, and once again, I go back to what I said earlier. Both coaches are so prepared. The teams really understand what to do. And this is a great defensive possession despite giving up a second shot by ECU. But another turnover leads to an easy score by Leah Gregory.
12 turnovers on ECU. Back to a 7-point lead for the Knights of UCF, 25-18. McDonald in the corner, 4-3. Rims out, and the ball goes out of bounds. Back over to East Carolina, or to UCF.
Here's the pressure. You got the freshman turning it over, and Gregory there to take advantage of it. ECU with a little pressure of their own, not really to steal the ball, just to sort of control and shorten the shot clock in the half court.
Gregory, mid-range jumper again. This time it's too strong. Rebound, Gabby Holston has it for East Carolina.
Good job by UCF getting back down the floor. Transition defense always critical. That's where you want to get the ball, right at that elbow, but good pressure on the ball by Gregory.
Toure, another 3 for East Carolina. That's her second 3 of the game. She has 9 points on the night. And cuts the lead down to 4 at 25-21.
We talked about her. If she has a good game, they generally have a good game. 9 points is a pretty good start.
Schuler had her shot blocked. Out of bounds, they say off of UCF, but it goes back over to East Carolina.
Good hustle by Gabby Holston that time. It's a good pass out of the high post. Stretch the defense. Toure with her feet set. 2 for 5 from long distance tonight.
She averages 7 a game. She has 9 so far scored tonight.
Yeah, we mentioned she shoots 38% from the 3. That's 6th in the American. Get those feet set, and she's a threat. Here's the part. East Carolina's got to get down here, get the ball out of the trap.
Frazier just inside the foul line, doesn't get the roll. Out of bounds off of UCF.
Good job again by Holston for fighting for that position and forcing UCF to knock the ball out of bounds.
So Bannister back in for East Carolina. McDonald, team's leading scorer in this game so far, will take a seat. There's Gaffney, the leading scorer overall this year for the team. She has yet to score a point this evening. Toure on the drive, splits the defense but missed the shot. Gregory to Omakore, fouled from behind by Gaffney. That's her first.
Again in transition, deep post position. That's a nice job of establishing position under the basket as the ball comes at you. Really a difficult thing to defend.
So Zy Lewis will inbound. She's yet to score in this game. Gregory Lost it out of bounds. Turnover number 13. And Coach Abe told us she feels that Gregory is overall the best player on the team for UCF, but even Gregory doesn't really know just how good she is right now. And Gregory is an upperclassman. She's a junior. She comes out of the game. But Coach Abe really likes Gregory's game and the fact that she'll have her back again next season.
Chef, long, athletic, just a really good job on the defensive end.
Gaffney off the glass and scores her first 2 of the night.
A nice job, a quick reversal, and the ball goes inside before the defense can transition from the strong side to the weak side.
Endure. Collision, no call. Second effort, no, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot 2.
This is a nice job of spacing. 2 commit to 1. That leaves somebody open. This time, the one they left open was the best score for the Pirates.
Fouls on Antoinette Bannister, her first. At the line, Fifi Endure from Senegal, the 6'1 junior. 71% free throw shooter, had 6 points in the first half, averages 8 per game, and knocks in point number 7. That's only the 3rd free throw attempted on the night for UCF.
And really brought down low. It's been a physical game. But they've been consistent on both ends, letting them play.
Steal by the Knights. Here's Zy Lewis. 13 turnovers on East Carolina.
Long diagonal passes generally don't work against pressure.
Endure, lost position, lost the ball as well, out of bounds to East Carolina. UCF led by 4 at the end of the first quarter, led by 5 at the halftime break, now leading by 4 with 6.5 to go, third quarter.
You know, we're upwards of 25 total turnovers, but not many points have been scored off those turnovers. Only 13 at this point.
Toure to Holston. Gaffney finds Bannister open for the 3. And Toure claims the offensive rebound for the Pirates.
Good job of chasing down one of those 50-50 balls.
Slater needs help, finds Bannister, a long 3 from the top, and it's short. Rebound, Endure. Collision, foul down low.
It's like an NBA range 3 right there. Deep, you see the action down low. Lockout, a little too aggressive that time. You don't ever criticize block out effort, though, I'll tell you that. As a coach, you just try to get them to block out.
And a foul on Zy Lewis. UCF her first.
You heard Coach Abe talk about Zy Lewis trying to get her offense going by getting her more involved on the defensive end. That time just a little aggressive on the inbounds play. I think if McDonald hadn't gone to the floor, I think that might have been a play on, actually. But there was contact.
Holston getting position inside and drops it in.
Well, it's a really nice move. Used her body, spin move, bumps the defender just a little bit to create space and gets the shot off. For an undersized post, that was really an effective offensive post play.
Lewis, jump ball, tie up. The possession arrow will stay with UCF.
Coach Macy has got to like the way that the Pirates have started the second half. Look at that move right there. Good pass again from Gaffney. They're taking her away, but Gaffney very unselfishly involving other players. We talked about in the pregame, she makes everyone else better, even when she's not scoring. Here's
Polachek, number 4 for UCF, back in the game. Lewis from the baseline. She still can't connect from outside. Still scoreless in this game.
Were I a betting man, I'd have lost a lot of money on that.
I would have as well.
Deep in the shot clock again.
McDonald, step back. Leaves it short. Rebound Polachek for UCF. And a collision and a foul called, and it's on UCF. It's on Polachek. That's her first. And they get a timeout taken on the floor with 4:38 to go in the third quarter. Knights and Pirates in a back and forth battle. The road team from Orlando, the Knights, right now leading by 2.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
We are American. We are the spark that ignites, dazzling, brilliant, intense. We are plugged in with the volume turned up all the way. Because on this court, on any given night, the energy of 5 becomes the power of 1. That's power. We are power.
Back in Greenville with a very dry and warm Pirate statue this time compared to 11 days ago, Mac, when we were here in the snowstorm and the Pirate statue was covered with ice and sleet and snow and rain, and much better driving conditions into Greenville here today.
Yeah, the only thing icy right now is the shooting percentages of these two teams. And, we were talking before the break about Kristen Gaffney, and of course, Zy Lewis still scoreless. Gaffney does have the 1 basket, but she's contributed in so many other ways. She's got 3 rebounds. She's got 4 assists to lead both teams. She's got 3 steals. She's still contributing despite the fact that UCF has done a good job of taking her scoring away just by being so aware of where she is.
And Mac, wanted to ask you this tonight, since you're a former coach, a successful coach at that, at the college ranks back in the day. The UConn women are in this league, in the American Athletic Conference. Last night, the UConn Huskies won their 92nd consecutive game, continuing to add on to their own record. You won 343 games in your coaching career, had some good success at different schools. Can you imagine winning 92 straight games? I mean, it's got to be hard enough just to win 92, period, but 92 in a row?
Yeah, and like this is the second time they've done it. It's not like this is just the first time. And so many people, I was on a lot of radio shows this week, and so many people in America have made a commitment to having good women's basketball. And there's so much more depth in the women's game. Yet, despite that, here's Gino Auriemma operating at a level of excellence we've never seen before, maybe in athletics, certainly not in college basketball.
There are good teams, there are great teams, there are elite teams, and then there's Connecticut.
Yeah, exactly. Well said.
92 straight wins. And this was supposed to be a, quote, down year for the Huskies this year. Frazier, 5 to shoot for the Pirates. Holston from the baseline, got it.
Did a couple really nice moves. We talked about the veteran.
And ties the game at 27. So despite poor shooting from the field, East Carolina has climbed back into this game after being down as many as 9 and has tied the game. Endure from the baseline, no. Omakore the rebound, and she's fouled by McDonald.
Yeah, Gabby Holston, the redshirt junior, transfer from Georgia Tech. Good balance. Again, using their body to create a little bit of space and then knocking down the little 10-foot shot. And on the other end, the Pirates had them outnumbered. But boy, is UCF just relentless on the offensive glass.
Yeah, you mentioned how UCF averages 18 offensive rebounds per game. The Knights so far tonight have 13. And a couple of them go to that player right there, Tolu Omokore, misses both free throws. Out of bounds to East Carolina.
But again, they haven't really converted those. 7 points off of those 13 rebounds. That's a very low percentage. And in East Carolina, we mentioned they've been very physical. Even when they've given up the rebound, they've been physical to the point where UCF can't finish the shot.
Now East Carolina with a chance to take the lead for the first time since early on in the first quarter. Antoinette Bannister, three-point specialist, back in the game for ECU, replacing Gabrielle Holston.
Down to 10 on the shot clock. They need to be aware. Had a problem with that earlier.
Shot clock at 3. Claytor got fouled. Bailout foul with 2 on the shot clock, and she was deep on the baseline. Foul on UCF.
Yeah, Coach Abe is not going to be happy with that one. There was no way a shot was going to be gotten off. If a shot had gotten up on the rim, it was going to be a bad shot. And instead, now they've got a fresh 30 and the ball out of bounds on the baseline.
McDonald with the floater. Yes.
That's a really nice offensive play. McDonald now with 10 points and 6 rebounds.
And the Pirates have their first lead since early on in the first quarter.
There was a time where there was concern about them getting blown out in that first half.
Gregory off the screen from the foul line. That's her shot and makes it strong. Rebound controlled by East Carolina. East Carolina running its motion perimeter game. Claytor comes up short of the jumper. Rebound by Wright and UCF. Gregory from the elbow knocks it down.
Yeah, you got to get a hand up right there. That's too easy.
Averages 12 a game, has 10 tonight, had 11 in the win last Wednesday night at the University of Houston. Steal by Zy Lewis. Can she get her first points of the game? No, not yet. She's fouled on the way up.
You know, and the difference between East Carolina's offense when they get it off of a miss versus when they get it off of a make and allow UCF to set up their press is just stark.
So here is Zy Lewis, averaging 16 points a game to lead the team for UCF. Has yet to score a point in this game tonight.
Good foul right there by Toure. Put her on the free throw line, make her earn them from the free throw line. Don't give her the easy layup.
And Zy Lewis knocks in her first point of the game. Lewis is the all-time leading three-point shooter in UCF history with 226 makes in her career. And the second all-time leading scorer in Lady Knights basketball history, and she goes 2 for 2 on this trip. And she puts the Knights back on top by 2 at 31-29. Frazier inside to Gaffney, and she lays it in.
Really good play by Frazier right there. Drew the defense. Gaffney's defender came over, left her wide open on the weak side.
Ties it up at 31. Gregory to Massey. She got fouled by Gaffney. And how about this play on the other end by East Carolina? Nicely done.
Draw the defense. And again, Holston contributed to that by screening off a defender who was trying to rotate in front of Gaffney. Holston, that never shows up in the stats, but that was a big play by Gabby Holston.
And Massey puts in the free throw. Her third point of the game. Only a 51% free throw shooter and knocked them both down with no problem. She has 4. And the Knights again by 2, lead it 33-31. Frazier trapped, finds Holston.
And Frazier got out of it with her strength, but you can't pick the ball up right across half court. That's prime trapping area right there.
Toure open again for a 3 and knocks it in, her third 3 of the game. She has 12 points and puts the Pirates up by 1 at 34-33. Approaching 1 minute remaining, third quarter. Gregory, foul line area, no. Rebound, Frazier has it for East Carolina. Inside of a minute to go in the third, and the Pirates have the ball, leading by 1. Bannister, too strong on that 3. A quick release and no good on the shot. Rebound UCF. Here's Wright. Gregory open for the long shot, but doesn't take it. Goes to that mid-range area. Now here's Lewis. Shot clock at 10. 5 to shoot. Lewis, a deep 3. Got it! Lewis's first basket of the game. It's a 3. She has 5 points on the night and gives the Knights a 2-point lead. 10 seconds to go, third quarter.
The 6th leading scorer in the league is starting to heat it up.
And a blocking foul called on Lewis. That's a big one, Mac.
Yeah.
That puts the Knights, or the Pirates, at the penalty to shoot 2 with 7.1 to go in the third.
Yeah, not a good foul. Put them on the free throw line. Of course, you just did foul a free throw shooter. Frazier's not a good free throw shooter, only 40% from the free throw line, although she has shot it a little bit better lately.
So here's Alex Frazier. Scored 1 point in the first half, a free throw. Knocks that one in with no problem. Again, only a 37% free throw shooter, but she's 2 of 3 in the game. She can tie it at 36 with this free throw and does not. Rebound controlled by Jocelyn Massey for UCF. Right at the buzzer, no, and that's the end of the third quarter of play. A back and forth game, a back and forth third quarter. Zy Lewis, her first basket from the field, as she and the Knights lead it over ECU 36-35, end of 3.
Well, we have 3 standards in our basketball program, which are discipline, hard work, and exceeding expectations. And we feel like that we have a blueprint of what it takes to be successful at ECU, but those are the 3 staples for sure. Well, the price of admission to be involved in our program from a player or coach standpoint is hard work, and there's nothing in between it. And so every day, that's a combination of what we do each and every day, and it's a big event. The kids look forward to it. It's got some numbered different runs that they do, but it's also in the middle of all that, being able to answer what our team standards are or what our core values are. Well, I like the returners that we have. You know, they were the ones that were really pushing those kids who are now pros a season ago. And so then you look at that we have the highest ranked recruiting class for freshmen that we've ever had. We're 48th in the country. And so those kids we're looking at for them to come in and be incredibly successful and play immediately.
I felt they gave me the correct tools to be equipped to be able to lead a team. And so now I'm ready to step into that role and see what I can do for what they did for me as a freshman, do it for my freshmen this year. You got to be in the gym to get better. You have to always stay on top of everything, whether that's watching film, getting in the gym, putting shots up, or even just working on your conditioning. Personally, just want to make sure our team is where we need to be. We want to definitely finish better than we did last year. But for the season overall, we want to make it to the Sweet 16, if not further.
Nothing works unless you do. And so the ability to get in the gym, create a disciplined routine, and this group is definitely a workman-like attitude about them. And so my hope is that when you see really good kids working really, really hard, they'll see the success and results from it.
And we're back in Greenville, Minges Coliseum. Brock Bowling, Mac McCarthy with you as we get ready to start the fourth quarter of play. UCF 36 and East Carolina 35. Upcoming broadcasts on the American Digital Network. Coming up on Saturday, you saw East Carolina playing at Cincinnati in one game on ADN. Here's the look at the conference standings in the American Athletic Conference. There you see UConn and Temple, both unblemished records at 4-0 in the league. UCF, a nationally ranked team at 3-1, along with Cincinnati. East Carolina down at the bottom at 1-4. UCF in the middle at 1-3.
Yeah, a lot of mobility left, a lot of games left to play, and that's one of the things that makes this game so important. And it looks like we've got us a good one again, Brock.
We had one go down to the wire 11 days ago when SMU came to town to play East Carolina. The Pirates won that one by 1. Right now the Pirates are at home trailing by 1 to start the fourth quarter. And UCF aggressive on the trap on defense and a half-court set, and a foul called on Nye Schuler. That's her second.
That was a nice play out of the quarter break to get the ball to the high post and look high-low, get the ball to Gaffney down low. She's hard to heat it up a little bit. 4 points in that third quarter. And, of course, her counterpart, Zy Lewis, came up with 5, one of them being a big 3, one of her baskets being a big 3 late in the shot clock.
And a collision as Bree McDonald was trying to go through a defender. A screen. Foul called on UCF. It's on Jocelyn Massey. That's her third of the game. Toure. She's had the hot hand. Has 3 3-pointers made in this game. Misses the floating 2. Rebound controlled by UCF.
A good job in defensive transition. Again, both teams have done a pretty good job. Not many really breakaways except on a couple turnovers in the midcourt area.
Well, McCoray got fouled from behind by Bree McDonald of East Carolina. It's McDonald's third, a team foul number 1 in this fourth quarter. So Gregory will inbound for UCF.
Both teams have done a nice job of taking away those baseline out of bounds that coaches spend so much time working on. As the season goes on, it's harder and harder to get good shots out of those things.
And Gregory's pass taken away by Toure. Up the floor goes to Frazier, lays it in.
Great pass by Toure. Into traffic, and Frazier with the good catch and finish.
Her 4th point, second basket, or first basket of the game, her 4th point of the night, and gives the Pirates a 1-point lead at 37-36. Lewis against Toure with 5 to shoot. Toure from the elbow. That's too strong. Rebound foul called on Kristen Gaffney of East Carolina. And that's her third of the night. How about the pass from Toure to Frazier?
Split the 2 defenders. And Frazier with the strength, finishing in traffic.
So Gaffney comes out of the game with 3 fouls. Gabrielle Holston, number 40, back in for East Carolina. Massey finds Lewis. She's had a quiet night from the field so far this evening. Scoreless in the first half, but a couple of baskets here in half number 2. Wright. Too strong. Offensive rebound to McCoray into Massey's hands. Now Lewis fires up the 3. Up over the top, and it goes back over to East Carolina. And it seems like, Mac, not only has Lewis been cold from the field. Seems like she hasn't really had that many touches of the ball here tonight.
No, she really hasn't. And again, I think that's partially due to East Carolina's defense. They're very aware of where she is, just like UCF on the other end with Gaffney. Good job there, getting the ball to the high post, looking low. And McDonald with the finish on the baseline. Really good offense that time.
Timeout taken by Katie Abrahamson-Henderson. Coach Abe, 30-second timeout as she collects her team over as it trails the Pirates of ECU 39-36.
Saw the pass and the finish by McDonald. Bree McDonald having a really good night. 12 points now, 6 rebounds, couple assists.
And now let's take a look at our American Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Player of the Week. And it's Gabby Williams from the University of Connecticut. One of the many stars for the Huskies women's basketball team this year. She is the American Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Player of the Week. 7:40 to go in the game here in the fourth quarter, 39-36. UCF leads East Carolina. Brock Bowling, Mac McCarthy with you. And Mac, we talked about East Carolina and UCF. Pivotal game for these two teams here tonight. And for UCF, we talked with head coach Heather Macy yesterday. And granted, with the loss of Fonnie Chudaraj out with a knee injury, it was pretty much this way before the injury, definitely now after the injury, but looks like ECU is going to have to really rely on the 3 freshmen that Coach Macy has this year in Justice G, along with Raven Johnson and Dominique Claytor to really lead this team down the stretch of the season for ECU.
Yeah, Claytor has played a lot tonight. She's played 19 minutes already, and I think part of the reason is she's a good rebounder, which helps, but she's also physically strong. G and Johnson are long and athletic, and they're still maturing physically. They struggled a little bit with the pressure and the length and athleticism of UCF in the pressure part of the game, but Claytor really has made some contributions, not necessarily in terms of stats. She's got 4 points. She's got she's got 3 points and 5 rebounds, but we mentioned rebounding was going to be such a big key in this game, and she has contributed tonight. That class was ranked 49th in the country, all freshmen, and bodes well for the future of Coach Macy.
And Coach Macy wanted to see her team shoot the ball better tonight for East Carolina. Right now shooting 37% from the field. It shot only 32% in each game, in each loss, in back-to-back losses at Temple and at USF.
But they are shooting 50% in the second half, though, which is a big improvement.
And a turnover, it looks like, on UCF on the far side of the sideline at midcourt.
Yeah, KK Wright this time. Who ironically was the freshman of the week in the American. But freshmen sometimes make plays like that, where they get a little bit out of control. She is a very cerebral player, gambles a little bit on defense, but going to be a really good player. KK Wright.
Here's Frazier, splits the defense down the baseline, and she's fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line and shoot 2.
I think it's really interesting that Coach Macy is playing Frazier, a strong player. Claytor, the freshman we mentioned, is a physically strong player. Antoinette Bannister is, again, a strong player. I think being strong with the basketball is something Coach Macy's been going for with the lineups that have been on the floor. And, of course, Toure is that way also. And obviously Gaffney, the leading scorer and rebounder.
That's 5 points for Frazier. She's now 3 of 7 from the free throw line. Came in as a 37% free throw shooter. Way short on that one. Rebound to UCF. Gabby Holston back into the game for East Carolina. She'll replace Kristen Gaffney. East Carolina by 4. UCF with the ball trying to cut into the lead. Fifi Indoor inside, misses the inside jumper. Rebound controlled by Bree McDonald and East Carolina. Indoor had good position underneath, just couldn't drop it in.
UCF's missed a lot of shots close to the rim.
Claytor on the drive, missed it. Out of bounds. Looks like it goes back over to UCF.
Bree McDonald tried to keep that alive. And again, she comes a long way to get to the rim. Gives East Carolina a chance to set up their pressure.
And Zy Lewis able to break it easily for UCF. Lewis against McDonald. That's a good matchup. Gregory from the elbow knocks it in. That's her shot. She knocks it in, has her 12th point of the game, right at her average, and cuts it down to a 2-point game.
Gregory came off of a screen, caught it in rhythm, ready to shoot.
Steal by Wright. Out of bounds, poked away by East Carolina. That's twice we've seen Wright in the backcourt get a hand in the passing lane and get a steal for a breakaway attempt. So quick.
Just 33 steals on the year. She added to that total tonight.
Lewis behind a screen, wide open for a three, and missed it off the glass. Endure the offensive rebound and missed it, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot two. The foul is on Khadijah Toure of ECU.
We talked about the execution on the baseline out of bounds. That time, UCF got just what they wanted. Zy Lewis, a wide open shot, couldn't knock it down. But again, UCF, what are they known for? Offensive rebounding. A really good job.
So here's Fifi Indoor. Has 8 points, make it 9. Cuts the lead down to 1. Indoor, according to head coach Abe, says Indoor's a very cerebral player, almost like an extension of the coach right there on the floor. She knocks in both. Has 10 points, ties the game at 40. Approaching 5.5 minutes remaining in the game. McDonald was trapped and now spins out of it to Gaffney.
Yeah, Gaffney and McDonald handling the ball. That's veteran people, experienced players. Don't get rattled, but they're inside 10 on the shot clock now.
McDonald lost it. Turnover to Indoor. Ahead of the pack. Wide open is Wright, and she lays it in.
Those live ball turnovers, they go the other way. High percentage shot, a wide open layup is about as high percentage as you can get.
6-0 run by the Knights. And then a turnover by East Carolina. Number 16 in the game sends it back over to UCF.
McDonald with back-to-back turnovers.
A 6-0 run by UCF in the last 1 minute and 7 seconds. That 4-point lead for East Carolina evaporated quickly. So here comes UCF. 0-9 lifetime against East Carolina here in Greenville. Trying for the first time to win a game here in program history against the Pirates on the road.
ECU mixed it up, went a little 1-3-1. Just getting in the passing lane, not trapping.
Gregory misfires from the baseline, out of bounds to East Carolina. And a timeout on the floor. 4:40 to go in the game here in the fourth quarter. Back and forth battle, and the Knights of UCF lead it 42-40 over the Pirates of ECU.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Luminous, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Cornelia, nicknamed KK Wright, getting the pass from indoor to score the two to put the Knights up 42-40, and she is our American Athletic Conference Freshman of the Week. She is a 5'7", a freshman from right there in Orlando, has 4 points tonight, and she gave the Knights a 2-point lead just a moment ago before the timeout taken on the floor. Now time for our American Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Honor Roll. Making the honor roll so far right now is Shanice Johnson of Cincinnati, Arena Pujol of USF, Fionda Fitzgerald from Temple, Colby Morgan of Tulane, and Shuk Dixon from Tulsa. Congratulations to those women's basketball players making the American Athletic Conference Honor Roll this year. Brock Bowling, Mac McCarthy with you, and the Knights of UCF on the road lead at 42-40 over the hometown Pirates of East Carolina. And Mac, what do you look for here in the last 4:40 of this game?
Yeah, I think we've identified the problems. Number one, if you take care of the basketball and get a shot up, neither team's shooting the ball well, but just to get a shot. A bad shot at this point is better than a turnover, especially those live ball turnovers. But both teams have struggled. Stay between your man and the basket, make him shoot over you, and be strong with the basketball if you're the offensive player. And, of course, ECU, we talked about it from the very beginning, they have got to block out. So many times the first shot doesn't beat you, the second shot does. But, of course, we're going to see that pressure out of UCF every single dead ball.
Baskets have been hard to come by in this game. Each team has made only 16 field goals in this game. Waiter double teamed, gets inside and got fouled on the way up, but she'll go to the line and shoot two with a chance to tie the game.
Yeah, you mentioned the 16 field goals by both teams. Both teams have 16 field goals and 17 turnovers. Yep. More turnovers than field goals. Doesn't happen very often, but that's the way this game has been. It's been a defensive game from the very beginning. East Carolina more in the half court with the physical play. UCF with the long, athletic, trapping defense, both in the full court and the half court.
So Clater scores the free throw, pulls the Pirates to within one. And cannot tie the game. Rebound controlled by Gregory of UCF. Here comes KK Wright. Left open, pulls up and knocks it in from mid-range. And Wright has her third field goal of the game. She has 6 points. The lead is 3 for the Knights at 44-41. And a timeout taken quickly by Heather Macy and East Carolina. It's a 30-second timeout with 3:58 to go.
Yeah, an area that has hurt East Carolina all year and hurting them tonight is the free throw line. 6 for 16 now from the free throw line. They're getting there fairly often, but you've got to knock those down in a close game. Now there's going to be 20 seconds when they come back on the shot clock, and the ball's going to be in the dead corner. It's a really tough place to sometimes enter the basketball, and as good as UCF is defensively, I'm sure they're going to try to make it hard on the Pirates.
And how about UCF defensively? In their last game a week ago at Houston, won the game 62-48 on the road, held Houston to just 15 made baskets on 31% shooting. Well, tonight, similar situation. So far, only 16 made baskets by the Pirates on 36% shooting. If you want to play for Coach Abe at UCF, you will play defense.
She makes that clear.
Yes.
Not just to us, to the team.
Shot clock at 5. Gaffney finds Holston. Beats the buzzer, missed the shot. Rebound, Endure on the floor for UCF.
Good defensive possession. Little zipper cut into a ball screen.
Lewis on the drive, banks it in on the dribble drive down the baseline and knocks it in off the window. And Lewis has 7 points all in the second half.
Well-designed play right there.
Steal by Lewis. UCF has numbers. Gregory for the lay-in. And all of a sudden, Mac McCarthy, it's a 7-point lead for the Knights inside of 3 minutes to go.
And look who showed up, Zy Lewis. A couple big plays.
Toure short on the 3. Offensive rebound, McDonald. She'll fire a 3. Frazier, another offensive rebound for East Carolina.
Plenty of time. They don't need to panic, but they got 2 wide open looks at the 3 right there. That wasn't a bad thing.
Another steal by UCF. 19 turnovers now in the game on East Carolina. 7-point lead for the Knights with 2:25 remaining. Gregory, left elbow, no. Rebound, East Carolina. Timeout again taken by Heather Macy and East Carolina with 2:07 to go. Her team trailing by 7, 48-41. Here are the last couple of baskets by the Knights.
Yeah, this is the ball screen up top meant to isolate Zy Lewis, and she made the play with good defense. And then here's the steal by Lewis. She gives it up. Gregory with the easy finish. And I like this timeout by Coach Macy, too. A little bit of run, and they're 7 down with 2 minutes to go. They must get points on this trip. So she wants to make sure they understand what they've got to do offensively.
Only 1 timeout remaining for East Carolina. 2 timeouts left for UCF. It's been a low-scoring game, but a back-and-forth battle all game long tonight. Endure with the steal on the inbounds play. That's 20 turnovers on East Carolina. Now UCF looking to run some clock. Shot clock ticking down. It's at 10. Here's Lewis down the lane. No. Rebound to Massey. Had it stripped and then fouled at the last second, they say, by East Carolina.
Good play right here. Good drive by Lewis. She doesn't make the finish, but what she does sets up for the offensive rebound. Their signature, Jocelyn Massey, now going to the line. 51% free throw shooter.
5th-year senior knocks in the free throw, her 5th point of the night. Makes it an 8-point game. UCF leads it 49-41.
And you would expect Lewis to be involved in that shot. Massey, who's the 4th leading offensive rebounder in the American, you would expect her to be around the rim if she's on the floor.
Makes both free throws. Just like that, a 9-point game. The Knights lead it. Minute 39 to go in the game.
Good closeout right there on Gregory, on Bannister.
Gaffney fakes the pass, misses the shot. Offensive rebound, McDonald, and she got fouled. Stops the clock with a minute 24 to go.
I love the way Bree McDonald just flies to the rim when the shot goes up. It doesn't matter where she is. This time she's a little bit closer, but she's going to go get the basketball, and long arm gets fouled. Now she gets a chance to score 2 with the shot, with the clock stopped.
Yeah, I like what you said there. Just kind of glides through the paint, down the lane. Always seems to be in the right place at the right time on those offensive rebounds.
Even if she doesn't get it, she gets a handle on a lot of them, keeps them alive.
She has 13 points in the game. Misses that free throw. Rebound to UCF. Minute 20 to go. And the Knights lead it by 8. KK Wright right in front of us with Frazier defending.
They'd love to shoot in the last 5 of that shot clock if they can get them a good one.
Gregory, the step back. Leaves it short. Rebound Gaffney for East Carolina. Pirates need points in a hurry. McDonald missing that 3. Rebound run down by Indoor for UCF. And now the Pirates have to foul with 39.8 seconds to go and down by 8.
UCF not a great free throw shooting team, only 60% as a team, but some of the key players, Lewis, Gregory, Indoor, are all above 70.
So here is KK Wright, the reigning freshman of the week in the American Conference, and missing that free throw.
She's not a bad free throw shooter at 68%.
Homegrown player from right there in Orlando, Florida.
Always good to have some hometown players, and of course there are a lot of great athletes in the state of Florida.
The final timeout taken by East Carolina with 39.8 seconds to go, and the Knights of UCF lead it 51-42. So what kind of strategy are you looking for here from Heather Macy? Her team down 9 points, not a whole lot of time left, trying to set up on this next possession.
Yeah, they've got to shoot quickly, and then they've got to fly to the offensive glass. If they miss the shot, they've either got to get the offensive rebound and stick it back in or kick it out for a 3, or they've got to foul on the rebound so it stops the clock and doesn't run any clock off with only 39.8 seconds left. They've got to have as many possessions as possible to try to make up this 9-point deficit. We've seen this before. There was a men's game the other night with Nevada versus New Mexico, down 14 with 70 seconds left, and they came back and won in regulation.
And how about Khadijah Toure, number 2 for East Carolina today? She's been outstanding inside and out.
Yeah, and generally when she plays this well, the Pirates play pretty well. The thing that's hurt them tonight, rebounding the basketball, turning the basketball over. Picked up their shooting in the second half a little bit. But UCF has been awfully good defensively.
So they advance the ball to the 28-foot line after the timeout. Here late in the fourth quarter, East Carolina needing something quickly. Toure down the lane. Can't connect. Rebound by UCF, and an injured Knight player on the floor on the baseline for UCF.
Yeah, we talked about that. The shot was going to go up, and if it went in, that was going to be fine. But if it didn't, the Pirates needed to fly to the glass, and there was a lot of contact going on in there.
And Jocelyn Massey comes up hobbling and needs some help walking off the floor. Looked like one of her legs might have gotten tangled up, or she landed awkwardly.
Yeah, you hate to see anybody get hurt.
So, timeout taken by UCF with 27.7 to go. And I'm not sure if they called the officials called the timeout for an injured player before the foul was given to KK Wright or vice versa. Either way, a timeout was called right now by UCF. It has one remaining with 27.7 seconds remaining and a 9-point lead for the Knights. And the last time we were here, 11 days ago, down to the wire, Antoinette Bannister baking in a three, which proved to be the game-winning shot. 15 seconds to go against SMU, and East Carolina held on to win that game by one. There she is again. They need not just one, they need 3 threes from her, at least here in the last 27.7.
Yeah, that was a big shot. They're going to need several of them here in the last few seconds of this one to overcome this deficit.
UCF trying to win in Greenville against the Pirates for the first time in 10 meetings. 0-9 lifetime in this building. And full court pressure put on by East Carolina. They tried it for the steal. Now they try to foul. They foul Schuler with 25.2 to go.
Schuler only shooting 42% from the free throw line. Good foul. They couldn't wait too long. They couldn't be too picky anyway. They had to go ahead and stop this clock. Only 2.5 seconds went off the clock. There's a lot of talk in the women's game about the two-shot foul, not having the one-on-one opportunities just because of situations like this. A lot of people are saying that rule might be changed a little bit, tweaked a little bit going forward.
Yeah, you talk to some of the coaches, some of the purists of the game, they really feel like someone should be able to shoot the single bonus before shooting the automatic double. Schuler misses both. Rebound East Carolina, 20 seconds to go in the game. McDonald misses that three. Rebound to Schuler, now to Gregory. 15 seconds to go. They foul Gregory with 14.4. Fouls on Gabby Holston. That's her second. And Aaliyah Gregory, 14 points in this game. Now make it 15, and 9 of those 15 coming in the second half.
And she is the best free throw shooter on the team. That's who UCF wanted to handle the ball in this situation. And as we said, she comes through with 2.
Knights by 11. Bannister throws it away. Out of bounds with 8.4 seconds to go. So UCF will go to 12-6 on the year and win in Greenville for the first time ever against East Carolina. They fouled Gregory with 5.4 to go. After the game, we'll talk with winning head coach Katie Abrahamson Henderson of the UCF Knights. She'll talk with Mac McCarthy on the baseline as soon as this one is over. 17 points for Gregory. She started a toy drive last year to benefit a domestic violence shelter. Last year collected 130 toys. This year, 476. Buzzer sounds, and that is it. And UCF comes into Greenville, North Carolina, and defeats the East Carolina Pirates by a final score of 54-42. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back and begin our post-game show from Greenville in just a moment. 54-42 your final. UCF wins it over ECU on American Digital Network.
2017 American Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Championship tickets are now on sale for March 3rd through the 7th at Mohegan Sun Arena. Get your tickets today to watch all 11 teams in action, fighting for an automatic berth to the NCAA tournament. Tickets start as low as $99 and can be purchased online at mohegansun.com, on Ticketmaster, or by calling 1-800-743-3000. Let the games begin. We'll see you in March.
And we're back in Greenville. Let's send it over to Mac McCarthy with head coach Katie Abrahamson-Henderson of UCF.
Coach, congratulations. Back-to-back road conference wins. You've been good on the road all year, and you did it the way you've done it every time, rebounding and defense.
Yeah, and we've really been stressing that. You see, we put knee pads on them because we want them to be hustling and getting after loose balls and teaching them and trying to build this the right way in our first year of playing hard wins games and playing defense wins games. And I think, you know, we went back and forth a little bit there. And, you know, this team hasn't won a lot of games in the past. And so every game for us is a new experience. This is a good team. Everybody really fought hard. I'm just proud that we came out with a W.
On offense, you didn't get anybody particular going in a big way, but they kept sharing the basketball and executing the offense even when the shots weren't falling.
Yeah, and I try to teach them the best teams in the country, everybody shares the ball. I mean, UConn's the best team in the country, and it's balanced scoring, and so we have to be a balanced scoring team to win games, and I think they did a good job, especially in that fourth quarter, of really moving the ball, you know, not trying to get such quick shots right away. And when we know when the shots are coming up, our rebounders can rebound, and they're really good at it. You know, Tolu and Joss and Fifi and getting in there and getting rebounds. And so when we take the correct shots, then our rebounders know when to go rebound.
Well, congratulations again. We're going to talk to one of your special young ladies here.
All right, thank you.
Good luck.
And thank you to Coach Abrahamson-Henderson as her Knights team wins today 54-42 over East Carolina. Let's send it back over to Mac with our player of the game for UCF.
Aaliyah, congratulations.
Thank
Great win. Back-to-back road wins in league play. That's big. Talk a little bit about your game. So many players right now work on the three, or they work on getting all the way to the rim, but you have a great mid-range game, and you're so comfortable doing that.
It's just something that I've always been comfortable doing. My coaches tell me that they trust me shooting the mid-range, so that's something that I need to do, and that's something that my teammates need me to step up and do every night. So being able to shoot it consistently, getting in the gym, working on it, and being able to do it in the game is really good.
And talk one more question. Talk a little bit about Coach Abe and her demands about playing defense.
If you don't play defense, you don't play in the game. So we stress that in practice and shoot around every little thing, playing defense, diving on loose balls. When the ball goes out, you got to get those. So just playing hard is really her big thing.
Well, congratulations and good luck down the road.
Thank you very much.
Brock?
All right, thanks a lot, Mac. And that's going to wrap things up here from Greenville. So for Mac McCarthy and the rest of our broadcast crew, Brock Bowling saying so long from Greenville. The final score, UCF 54, East Carolina 42. This has been a presentation of the American Digital Network. Good night from Minji's Coliseum.